be more live. Let's see if I can adjust this. Yes. And it's nice. And it's nice. We got the sound. The sound is in. Flex 8 is connected. Pretty good. Camera. Raise this so I'm not taking up too much power. So, first and foremost, welcome to our new office space. I have a lot of work to do today. Constantly testing new features, right? New systems. And that's what we're going to do here. As you can tell, I have to charge all the platforms. Everything's out of power. Me using thinking this any interruptions. Let me send a quick message, but we'll have official test back time. 5 pages, 5 paragraphs each, 5 words each sentence, 5 computer spaces in between, 5 revisions. You can use your hyper scientific. You can use any artificial intelligence or technology, but you must show the work and share it with the class. If you do not show the work and you cannot share it with the class and go into a Zoom, and all you did was use technology, you will get 0 credit for it. So I'm a little bit elevated here, so now I could just rest my hands freely. So we're doing a full out test on this whole system. So I can make some minor adjustments to kind of conserve some power. Again, when you send this message, get this out of the way, and then I can just concentrate. So, message. Yeah, I will keep you posted as soon as I know, okay? Everybody have an amazing day today. We have a lot to talk about, but right now it's not the place or the time. I'm about to teach you about the new class. Love you very much. Talk to you later. Basically, I'm waiting on confirmation so I can head over to Miami and wait for him. I guess we'll be there for a few days and then what's going to happen after that. We're in my state. Get that taken care of. Right? That out the way. Double check, make sure I'm up to speed. And we can continue. Open up your Baja apps. Let's check these markets real quick. There. Let's start with commodities, right? Get the day started. So just to kind of give you a heads up of what we got coming up for you guys. By the way, I got a venti ice cup of water as well. So we're going to talk about last week and my negotiations for last week, what they consisted of, how it works, and hopefully this will bring value to new artists and new entrepreneurs who are entering any business that deals with technology. First and foremost, gold is in the green, 0.57%, 4,323.53 per ounce. Silver is in the green, 2.81%, 2.87%, 2.85%, 2.85, 63, 62. Platinum in the green, 2.78%, 1,737.6.8. In the green, 4.90%, 1,559.82 cents, and copper yen stands in the red, 3.21%, 11,515 even in holding. Very quickly, let's go. Pallet of chocolate in the red, 0.46%. The red range is 6,297 per pallet. Coffee in the red, 3.03%. $395.10. Orange juice in the green, 9.28%. Prices are going up. $163.15. Unbelievable. Very quickly, let's go. We're going to go top 20 coins. And here we go. Athena, USDE, Hyperlink, Chainlink, Stellar Lumens, Cardano, Venezuela, USD, Telecom, Solana, XRP, Ripple, Nether, Unis, SEDLEO, Tron, baby, Fool, Zcash, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Monero in second place. Spanish people, I'm telling you guys, they are doing the most. Bitcoin stands in the red, 0.61%, 87,672, 398 for the penny. Monero stands in the red, 0.13%, $408, 72,729 for the penny. Ethereum stands in the red, 0.77%, $3,059, and 3,110 for the penny. Dogecoin, 13 cents, 2,800 penny Bitcoin Cash, 553, and 54,559. Litecoin, $79 and 130,680. Zcash, $413, 45,999 for the penny. Solar Coin, $1.51, 8,300 for the penny, and Tron, 28 cents and 600 for the penny. In the green, 1.23%, the green range is Zcash. In the green, 2.46%. Litecoin, in the green range is 0.3%. Units, SEDLEO. In the green, 0.25%. Solana in the green, 0.2%. And Athena in the green, 0.01%. That's cool that we got that out of the way. Now, let's go excellent. Let me send this to corporate. Let me send this to my business. Need it. Sounds good. I have great music. I'm so proud to be sharing this with you guys. It's been a minute. I had to handle a few things. I'm happy to be back here. Side. This is going to be awesome. My team is very happy. Top of the morning, Mr. Josh. What a way to start the day. This is excellent news. Once again, another home run. God bless. So that's done. That takes care of that. So without further ado, let us continue, right? MicroStrategy buys 980.3 million worth of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy Incorporated, doing business as strategy, purchased 10,645 Bitcoins with the transaction worth 980.3 million. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) filing showed on Monday. According to the filing, the average purchase price stood at 92,098, with strategy currently holding a total of 671,268 bitcoins, and the aggregate purchase price amounting to 50. The business detailed that it bought the cryptocurrency with the proceeds from the sale of shares of STRL stock, STRK stock, STRD stock, and MSTR stock, which took place from December 8th to December 14th. Strategy stands in the red, the red range of 4.15%, 169.12. Ethereum stands in the red 0.80%, 3,039 and 12 cents. Bitcoin stands in the red still 0.59%, $87,640. United Kingdom crypto asset funds to get new rules from 2027. The United Kingdom's Treasury announcement in a statement on Monday that starting 2027, crypto asset companies will be operating under new rules. The rules are envisioned to give these firms legal clarity over the sector's regulatory position, as well as boost consumer confidence by ensuring consumers are robustly protected. The Treasury explained, detailing that businesses in this branch will have to be regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA, like other providers of financial products. The new regime is expected to support responsible innovation and make sure that the market is open and competitive, and strengthen London's position as the chosen destination for digital asset businesses. Let us continue. JP Morgan set to launch tokenized money funds. JP Morgan Chase Corporation will introduce its first tokenized money market fund on the Ethereum blockchain, the Wall Street Journal reported on Monday. The alleged private fund is called My On-Chain Net Yield Fund, MONY, and is supported by the company's tokenization platform, Connex's digital assets. The report stated that the fund will be available to qualified investors who will subscribe to it through the Morgan Money portal. JP Morgan will reportedly seed the fund with $100 million and open it to investors on Tuesday. Head of Global Liquidity at JP Morgan Asset Management, John Donahue, expressed optimism for the venture, claiming that there is a massive amount of interest from clients around tokenization. JP Morgan Chase stands in the green 0.62% due to 0.51. As of the 12th, crypto firms get initial United States approval to launch trust banks. The United States Office of the Comptroller of the Currency conditionally approved 5 crypto firms to launch national trust banks in a bid to bring digital assets into the United States banking system. The regulator conditionally greenlighted Ripple and Circle's first national digital currency bank and also approved applications from Bitgo, Paxos, and Fidelity to convert state trust bank charters to conditional federal status. If final approval is obtained, the national trust banks would allow companies to manage and hold assets on behalf of their customers and settle payments more quickly, but they would not be allowed to take cash deposits or make payments. The OCC will continue to provide a path for both traditional and innovative approaches to financial services to ensure the federal banking system keeps pace with the evolution of finance and supports in-depth economy. Comptroller of the currency, Jonathan D. Gold, said, as of the 11th, cryptos fall after Fed's interest rate cuts. Major cryptocurrencies traded with losses on Thursday in the aftermath of the United States Federal Reserve's latest monetary policy decision. The Fed cut rates by 25 basis points, as was largely expected by the markets. However, Fed Chair Jerome Powell noted significant downside risks to the labor market and warned that tariffs are likely to push inflation up next year. Bitcoin dropped 2.06% at 7:54 a.m. Eastern Time to go for 90,144, 838 pennies, while Ethereum declined by 3.74% and went for 3,200.6274. As of the ninth, Bitcoin jumped 2% after the United States job report. Cryptocurrencies advanced on Tuesday after the United States data showed job openings holding steady at 7.7 million in October, outperforming expectations. The job openings and labor survey JOLTS reports also showed 5.1 million hires and 5.1 million separations during the month. Bitcoin gained 2.68% at 11:04 a.m. Eastern Time, going from 93,080 cents and 156 of a penny. Ethereum soared 4.71% at the same time and went for 3,272.01. As of the 8th, CFTC unveils pilot for token as collateral. Commodity Futures Trading Commission (CFTC) acting chairman Caroline Fan said on Monday in Washington that the agency launched a digital asset pilot program allowing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC to be used as collateral in derivative markets. Fan noted the program establishes clear guardrails to protect customer assets and provides enhanced CFTC monitoring and reporting. She added that the CFTC also issued new guidance for real-world assets like United States Treasuries and withdrawing CFTC requirements that are now outdated under the Genius Act. Additionally, MPP priced a no-action decision for futures commission merchants, FCMs, accepting certain digital assets as margin collateral. Fed said the initiative delivers regulatory clarity and supports responsible innovation Industry executives from Coinbase, Circle, Ripple, and Crypto.com welcome Deutsche Börse, Kraken partner to bridge markets. Deutsche Börse unveiled in a press release on Thursday that it will be cooperating with cryptocurrency exchange Kraken in an effort to bridge traditional and digital markets. The partnership encompasses regulated crypto markets and derivatives, as well as enhanced liquidity for institutional clients across geographies. It will unlock a new range of enhanced products and services that deliver frictionless access to both ecosystems, creating a holistic experience for institutional clients. Deutsche Börse Kraken will directly integrate with Deutsche Börse's subsidiary 360 Team. Furthermore, the collaboration will leverage Kraken embed to expand institutional crypto access across Deutsche Börse's network. The tool also aims to make Eurex listed derivatives available to trade on Kraken. As of the third, Binance names co-founder Ying He new co-CEO. Binance Holdings Limited announced on Wednesday the appointment of co-founder Ji He as the company's new co-chief executive officer (CEO) alongside Richard Tang, together with co-CEO at lower underscore Richard Tang. He will guide Binance through its next phase of development as we strengthen our global regulatory foundation and continue building a trusted, transparent, and responsible platform for digital assets. Binance wrote on X, our mission remains unchanged: broaden access to crypto, protect users, and accelerate safe adoption worldwide. Why co-founders Binance, with her long-term partner, Changpeng Zhao, better known as CZ, in 2017. Her last position at the company, way before becoming co-CEO, was head of Binance Labs, which is dedicated to global strategy and investments. As of the second, Bitcoin jumps 5%, back above 90,500. Bitcoin surged over 5% on Tuesday, recovering from yesterday's fall and exceeding 90,700. Earlier today, United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) Chair Paul Atkins said the Trump administration will move forward with the innovation exemption for cryptocurrencies, which can be expected in a one-year system. Bitcoin gained 5.16% at 10:47 a.m. Eastern Time, going for 90,753, 407 penny. Ethereum soared 7.36% at the same time and went for 3,005.7. OpenAI launches GPT 5.2, its best model yet. OpenAI announced on Thursday the launch of GPT-5.2, its best artificial intelligence model, and claims it is better at professional tasks than its previous models. Fitji Seymour, CEO of applications at OpenAI, told reporters that the company's team worked on the new model for many months. It's better at creating expressions, building presentations, writing code, perceiving images, understanding text, using tools, and then linking complex, multi-step projects, she said. The new AI tool will be available within the ChatGPT chatbot and its application programming interface (API) starting today in Instant Thinking and Pro version. The announcement comes after OpenAI CEO Sam Altman released an internal code red memo to staff amid ChatGPT traffic decline and concerns about a potential drop in the number of active users in the future. As of the 11th, Dow extends gains surges 600 points. The Dow Jones Industrial Average Index recorded additional gains on Thursday, jumping over 600 points after the Federal Reserve decided to lower interest rates by 25 basis points. Visa was the best performer on the stock index, rising 4.80% after the Bank of America upgraded the global payments technology company from neutral to buy, calling it a great business on sale. The Dow Jones soared 1.26%, or 604 points at 11:46 a.m. Eastern Time. On the other hand, the Nasdaq 100 dipped 0.83%, and the S&P 500 declined by 0.09% at the same time. The euro gained 0.50% against the dollar at 11:46 Eastern Time, changing hands at 1.1758. Silver jumps to new all-time high as of the 11th, 63.60. The price of silver continued to rally on Thursday, surging to a fresh all-time high of $62.50 per ounce, amid increased demand for the precious metal in industry and technology sectors. Silver's rising prominence as an important component in the industry and tech sectors seem to gain further momentum from its application in the manufacturing of high-tech products such as electric vehicles, EVs, and solar panels. At 11:39 a.m. Eastern Time, silver rose 2.82% to sell for 63.52 per ounce, while gold added 0.7% and exchanged for 4,258.34 per ounce. Later, platinum jumped 2.63% to change hands for 1,699.99 per ounce, and palladium 1 minute later, platinum jumped 2.63% to change hands for 1,699.56 per ounce, and palladium was 1.27% higher. It sold for 1,474.6 per ounce. I believe this is where we left off. Disney to make $1 billion equity investment in OpenAI to ownership. The Walt Disney Company and OpenAI announced on Thursday a broad partnership to make the entertainment giant the first major content licensor for Soaring. As part of the agreement, Disney plans a $1 billion equity investment in OpenAI, along with warrants for additional shares. Under a 3-year deal, the platform will be able to generate short, fan-prompted videos using a chosen set of more than 200 characters and environments from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars. A selection of these clips will later stream on Disney Plus. The companies also highlighted a shared focus on responsible use of AI that protects creators and users. The collaboration is expected to begin producing fan-inspired videos in 2025-2026, pending final approval. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence marks an important moment for our industry, and through this collaboration with OpenAI, we will thoughtfully and responsibly extend the reach of our storytelling through generative AI. Disney CEO Bob Iger said, "What Disney Corporation stands in the red will feature a 4% of $110.44 a share." As of the time, the United States House passes 900 billion defense measure. The United States House of Representatives approved a 900 billion defense policy package on Wednesday in a 312 to 112 vote, advancing the measure to the states. The bill, titled the National Defense Authorization Act, sets military spending limits and outlines priorities for the United States Defense Department. It repeals sanctions tied to Syria's Assad government, allocates 400 million to Ukraine in both 2026 and 2027, and funds Taiwan security cooperation at 1 billion. It also directs the Pentagon to launch a joint drone program with Taiwan and blocks reduction of United States forces in Europe below 76,000 for more than 45 days. The legislation now awaits Senate action before moving to President Donald Trump for signature. As of the time of power, suggests rate now within neutral value. United States Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell told reporters on Wednesday that after the bank lowered its interest rates by 75 basis points since the September and by 175 basis points since September 2024, the rate is now within a broad range of estimates of its neutral value and will position the rate to see how the economy evolves. Powell reiterated that the United States Central Bank will carefully evaluate the income data and further explain that when both of the Fed's goals are equally at risk, the rate should be neutral. Earlier today, in its latest economic projections, the Fed left the federal funds rate expectations unchanged from September, with the figure steady at 3.6% for 2025, 3.4% for 2026, and 3.1% for 2027. Unbelievable. As of the 10th, Dow up 350 points after fresh Fed rate. The United States stock markets advanced on Wednesday, with the Dow climbing sharply after the Federal Reserve delivered another rate cut and signaled a more cautious view of the economy. Investors digested mixed signals inside the decision, as one governor pushed for a steeper reproduction, while two others preferred the vote. Projections show stronger than expected growth ahead. The United States stock markets advanced on Wednesday, with the Dow Jones climbing sharply after the Federal Reserve delivered another rate cut and taking a more cautious view of the economy. Investors digested mixed signals inside the decision, as one government pushed for a steeper reduction, while two others preferred to hold back. Projections showed stronger than expected growth ahead, paired with slightly softer inflation forecast. At 2:07 p.m. Eastern Time, the Dow Jones Industrial Average surged 0.72%, or 352 points. The Nasdaq 100 remained in the flat zone. The S&P 500 moved out of red territory, advancing 0.36%. The euro gained 0.39% against the dollar at the same time to sell for 1.1672. Euro US dollar spot in the green 0.18%, $1.18. Euro USD spot in the green 0.08%, 1 Baja 500 0.09% in the green, 6,818.52 by US Green in the green 0.07%, 48,414.5, and by US Tech 100 in the red 0.33%, 25,104.2. As of the 10th, Fed cuts interest rates by 25 basis points to 3.5 to 3.75. The United States Federal Reserve lowered on Wednesday the federal funds rate for 20 between 3.5 and 3.75. Board governors member Stephen Ron voted against, preferring a 50-point cut, while Austin Bosby and Jeffrey Smith were in favor of holding rates. The Fed argued that economic activity has been expanding at a moderate pace, while job gains have slowed and the unemployment rate has grown. However, it noted that uncertainty about the economic outlook remains elevated. It reiterated that it will continue to monitor incoming economic data and that it stands ready to adjust policy as necessary. The Fed added that reserve balances have declined to healthy levels and will buy shorter-term Treasury securities as needed to maintain the supply. As of the 10th, Musk and Bezos. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos said to have a newfound aim on building data centers in orbit. Billionaire entrepreneurs Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are both seeking to have their space-oriented companies, SpaceX and Blue Origin, respectively, start building data centers in Earth's orbit. The Wall Street Journal WSJ reported Wednesday. According to a person familiar with Blue Origin's activities, Bezos' company has been working on creating artificial intelligence (AI) data centers in orbit for over a year now. Meanwhile, a source close to SpaceX said that Musk is seeking to employ an upgraded version of the Starlink satellites to host AI computing payloads. The report came amid speculation that SpaceX was planning to go public in 2026. Tesla Incorporated stands in the green, increasing by 4%, 473.38. Amazon.com Incorporated stands in the red, 1.31%, 223.23. Intel. EU court rejects Intel antitrust appeal, cuts fine. The Luxembourg-based European General Court decided on Wednesday to reject Intel Corporation's appeal against the 2023 decision that imposed a 376.26 million euro antitrust fine on the American chipmaker, but lowered the fine to 237.1 million. The court stated that it found a new amount to be a more appropriate reflection of the gravity and duration of the infringement at issue. The dispute started back in 2009 when the European Commission imposed a 1.06 billion fine on Intel, violating antitrust rules by engaging in illegal anti-competitive practices to exclude competitors from the market for complex computer chips called x86 central processing units. After that initial decision was annulled in part by the EU's General Court, the Commission adopted a new decision in 2023 that focused on practices not annulled by the European Union Court and imposed a new fine of 376.36 million on Intel. And here we go again. If I'm not mistaken, let's keep going. Silver expands as of the 10th, top 6.15 mark. The price of silver continued its upward trend on Wednesday as supply conditions tightened and expectations of another Federal Reserve interest rate cut grew. Later today, the United States Central Bank will make its final monetary policy decision of 2025 with analysis generally anticipating a rate drop of a quarter of a percentage point, which would continue to 2026 after hitting an new all-time high of $61.62 per ounce. Silver jumped 1.17%, selling for $61.51 per ounce at 3:36 a.m. Eastern Time. On the other hand, gold lost 0.21%, going for 4,203 and 20 per ounce. At 10:47 a.m. Eastern Time, platinum declined by 0.61% to sell at 1,688.77 per ounce. And palladium decreased by 0.25%, going for 1,488.60 per ounce. China's inflation rises from 0.2% to 0.7% in July. China's consumer price index (CPI) rose by 0.7% in November from a year earlier, accelerating from October's 0.02% increase. China's National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) said on a monthly basis, consumer prices fell by 0.2%, reversing October's 0.02% gain. The NBS also reported that the producer price index (PPI) dropped 2.2% year-over-year, showing a slower decline in factory wage prices. The readings came in slightly below market expectations. chips for China may face United States revision. That's a demand. The artificial intelligence chips that NVIDIA is permitted to send to China will first be screened in the United States for security risk. The Wall Street Journal reported on Tuesday, citing administration sources. And you see, there we go. Change it a little bit, right? The artificial intelligence chips that NVIDIA is permitted to send to China will be screened in the United States for security risk. The Wall Street Journal reported on Tuesday, citing administration sources. People aware of the arrangement, saying the H200 units covered by the agreement will be built largely in Taiwan. After production, the hardware will be routed to the United States, where officials will inspect it to verify it complies with national security rules. Only once that assessment is completed, the shipment will continue to China. Authorities describe the process as a way to maintain close oversight of cutting-edge AI technology while still allowing limited business with Chinese customers. NVIDIA Corporation stands in the green range of 0.57%. As of the now, Zelensky says he is ready to hold elections. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told reporters on Tuesday that he is ready to hold elections. For the elections to take place, however, he said that security must be guaranteed, asking the United States and the European allies to help with this aspect of the process. Zelensky shared that if Ukraine's partners manage to guarantee security, the elections could be held in the next 60 to 90 days. Personally, have the will and readiness for this, he remarked. He said to have days for response to Trump's plan. United States President Donald Trump has given Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky days to respond to his proposal for a ceasefire with Russia. The Financial Times FT reported on Tuesday. According to officials familiar with the matter, Trump's son-in-law and former aide Jared Kushner and special envoy to the Middle East Steve Witkoff told Zelensky that the United States president wants Ukraine and Russia to reach an agreement by Christmas. Zelensky reportedly responded that he first needs time to consult with key allies in Europe. One official noted that Ukraine does not want to agree to territorial concessions, but it also is concerned about losing the United States' support. Earlier, it was reported that the United States would pressure Zelensky to accept Trump's plan, which includes territorial concessions to Russia. Zelensky said he will respond with a refined proposal in the future. Meanwhile, Trump voiced his doubts about Zelensky's readiness for peace. Silver hits a new all-time high. This is the beginning of the rally, right? The prices of precious metals rose on Tuesday, with silver reaching a new record high of $60 per ounce. As hopes of another Federal Reserve interest rate cut continue to grow, the United States Central Bank will deliver its last monetary policy decision of 2025 tomorrow, with analysts widely expecting a quarter of a percentage point rate cut, with the trend potentially continuing in 2026. On Wednesday, investors will also be paying close attention to the Fed's updated economic forecast alongside Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech. At 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Silver jumped 3.21%, selling for $60 per ounce. A minute, a minute later, gold gained 0.26%, going for 4,202.41 per ounce. At 10:47 a.m. Eastern Time, platinum advanced by 1.91% to sell at 1,684 per ounce, and palladium increased by 1.48%, going for 1,478.43 per ounce. Give me one quick second, and let's answer this very important. Make sure that I'm connected. Perfect. So, I can take this call. Call right back. And we'll be right back.